Hi, so for today's video I am gonna use my Etcher Lab sketchbook. It's a cold pressed and I just really like the paper of this one. I already sketched some strawberries, but if you are interested in the sketch part, just let me know in the comments, so for the next videos I can just prepare and include also this part. But as I said, so we are making some strawberries today. I'm using my Mary blue watercolors. I have my Princeton round brushes. I have the Snap collection. I have some different sizes like 10, 0, 6. I have my pens. I am using Pigma Micron. Another one that I love is the Mono drawing pen. Both brands are waterproof, so you can draw and then add watercolor on top of it. And for a last step I use my Jelly Roll pen. It's again from Sakura. I have an extra palette to mix some colors in case I need them. I have 2 jars of water and some paper towel. And in my sketchbook I often like to use some pencils, so let's just grab. I didn't put back my previous ones that I used in the last week, sorry. So here, this is actually not the original one, but that was from the video, so I showed you how I sketch also and how I use watercolor pencils. So let's grab maybe this one, some red ones that I really like, and let's do 2 greens, and that's gonna be it in case I just want to make it a bit more creative. So I use these clips just to make my sketchbook a bit more fixed, so it will not move so much. So in my sketchbook I sometimes start first adding the pen lines and then I add color. Sometimes I just go very loose with the watercolor and then take out some shape out of it using the pens. Today I think I will first sketch with my pen and then I will add some color. And in my sketchbook I just try to let go perfection, like I really try to practice and find if I need to improve my drawing skills more, or if I have another step that I want to add to my illustrations. But I just try to make it very nice, very freely, very just for fun. So let me just add lines very quickly, and then we will keep going by adding the colors. For this I used reference photo. You can always find something you like, or you can just try to repeat my steps, or maybe you would like to get some outlines of this. Let me know if you would enjoy such thing, so I can just prepare. something that you can download and use. So I'm really not trying to make this real view, but I'm more into the sketchy illustration, sketchy style, illustration in a sketchy style. Okay, words are not really working for me today, but it's one of these days when we just came back from a vacation last week, and I'm still trying to catch up with a lot of things from my list that I didn't manage before we went. So yeah, it's a bit messy, but it will be fine. Always some creative practice brings me definitely more focus and motivation to work again. Although this is my hobby, then creating videos and courses, that's definitely my job, so I still have a lot to learn and improve. But my first 2 classes are now available and I'm quite happy with them. So if you're interested, you can definitely find them in the description. The point is that I definitely enjoy the filming part of my videos, but all the rest is then a real job for me. So this is definitely putting my focus back and my work mode. So we are sketching some strawberries, and I'm doing this nice sketchbook practice because on my Instagram there was a poll that I think I want to do more often, so people can choose what they want me to draw. So strawberries was the first thing. I have some flowers on the list and then I have cherries. I have some more fruits. So I definitely have a lot of ideas. I just need the time to sit and draw. So now what I'm doing, I am just adding these small lines and dots just for the texture of my strawberries. And I have 3 more strawberries. And the nice thing about sketchbook practice is that you don't really have to stick to all the details. I mean, even if you are drawing or creating an illustration, you can definitely choose the level of the details. But when it's in the sketchbook, I don't know, for me it starts feeling way more, I don't know, I just feel the freedom of getting messy and just stop thinking of if it really looks nice, or do I need to add a little bit of shadow, do I need to add more details or not. Yeah, in my sketchbook I just go for it, and even if it's not finished, it's already fine, because it's just my sketchbook practice, and I just do this to improve my skills and to maybe discover something more, a new shape, a new supply, a new color. I don't know, but it's definitely nice. So if you didn't try a sketchbook but you always had a piece of paper, then yeah, I definitely recommend to try this, because it's just nice. Like, you can go very sketchy with your lines, or you can definitely practice more smoothly going lines. I will add this last strawberry here. The next step will be adding some watercolor. Then I will see, maybe I can just add a little bit of watercolor pencil, or maybe not. So I think that's gonna be enough. I have some eraser just to clean up the pencil, because once you put watercolor on top of your pencil, then you cannot really erase it. So it's not that it's a problem, but you know, for me, I don't really like seeing my pencil lines under it. So like this. Okay. And then I really like this technique, and if you are following me, then you for sure know that that's my favorite. So what I do, I just add water, just one layer. I try to not make a water pool. I try not to make a big puddle, but just a nice wet layer. How you can check if you have water enough, you can just put it on an angle, and then if you have a lot of water collecting on the bottom, then you can dry your brush and pick it up. Or if you think it's not enough, then you just go quickly one more time. Then let's grab some red. I have permanent red here, permanent red light, and I also have rose alizarin here, and I just like both of them. I like mixing them. I have also some rose lake, so I just pre-wet them. You can also do this with a spray of water and just spray like this, which is way faster than adding with your brush. Okay, let's just check if I have enough water. And then I will grab a little bit of paint here, and what I'm doing, I am just tapping here on the borders, and then the paint just bleeds in the water, and it just does its work. It's just super nice technique. I love it. Like this, and I will put more here under my greenery, so it will look like there's a shadow. There will not look like a shadow when it dries out, but it's just nice. And then again I grab some water. I will not do the greenery now. I will let my first layer to dry, because otherwise the green that I will put here will bleed immediately in my red, which is not wrong, like there's no wrong here. Even though this is something we really want to have as an effect sometimes. Just this time I don't really like big mixtures between my reds and my greens. So just like this. Okay, and then a little bit of dark. And don't be scared if it's too dark. Like, I mean, you can't really get too dark, because when it dries out it will dry lighter, it will not get any darker than it is. It's even possible that it's too light, so maybe you will add extra dark layer after that. I barely do that, like I just go for this one layer. Sometimes I just add small details here and there, but most of the times I just try to work in just one layer, make it nice and easy. Like here, for example, I see that it started drying lighter and it's still wet, so I can just go and add a little bit more of the dark paint. I wash my brush and add water to my next one. My water is now pinkish, but it's okay. You can definitely, I also do have a clean water, I'm too lazy to switch my jars, but you can clean your brush in one jar and then pick water from the other one. That's the proper way of doing it, but sometimes I'm just lazy and I don't feel like following the rules will make it nicer than it already is. So you can see that the paint, so I'm just tapping on the borders like this, literally just tapping, and then the paint just does its job. So like this. And this. And that's gonna be it for my strawberries. Like, I'm not gonna do too much. Just this, and I will try to enjoy. I will have definitely some fun, because I'm not even trying to make perfect strawberry. But just, you see, having fun with this water and this pigments. And I'm sure that if you try such a thing, you will just love watercolors, because that's so easy way of creating illustrations, because you just enjoy how it literally just does its job. So I will just finish these strawberries and then go to the greeneries. A little bit of dark. And with the dark I really go only on the edges. It's not that you can't really go inside, but then you will lose this transition from dark to bright to light tones. And if you don't know how to get different tones of your colors, you can definitely go watch my free watercolor basics for beginners course. It's on YouTube, it's absolutely free. There are 7 videos that are just walking you through all the basics you need to know, and I always try to show the really easy and relaxing way of using this medium. So you see, I don't even need very professional skills here. I'm just enjoying it and I'm just getting creative. Like, that's the whole point, right? Okay. And if your paint doesn't really bleed, it's probably the amount of water you have on your brush. It's probably too much, or it's too less, or it's possible that your paper is having too much water and then it holds it in the puddle, you know, like if you have a puddle in the bottom, when you turn your paper, then it will keep the paint there. It will not just bleed on the paper in the water. Or another option is that you have too less water, and if it's too warm in your room, that's also possible that your paper will dry out very fast, and then yeah, the paint will not bleed. That's gonna be a different technique, and it's called wet on dry. When your paper is dry, and it means that the paint will stay where you touch the paper with your brush and it will not bleed anywhere. So you can see here how the paint just bleeds. I just touch or make a stroke and then it bleeds to the inside part, and here it started drying faster, so you could see that my paint stays more on the borders, more closer to my brush. What I would do in this case, I would take a little bit of water and just blend it out a little bit like this. So I am actually re-wetting my dry part, and then I will grab some dark red. Go again. You can see the first one is already way lighter than it was. Okay, like this. And then my last strawberry. So that's why I have my paper towel here, because I can dry my brush and then spread around all this water I have on my paper. So like this. Then I grab a little bit of paint. My palette is also getting dry. You could see here just how nice it is when the amount of water on the brush and on the paper are just perfect, so the paint just bleeded immediately. And then a little bit of dark. So you can just tap and let it flow. Like, I'm not even trying to do much. So like this. Then I can start with my green part. I will make sure this is dry. It's not completely dry. So I will make my leaves here. And I will use my golden green from My Merry Blue. That's my absolute favorite one. I love my greens, but this one is just amazing. And I will show you in a minute, or even less, what it does. Like, look, it's literally golden green. It's so beautiful. So with the dry brush you can blend, pick up water, and remember that when you pick up some of the water you will pick also some of the pigment, so it will get lighter than it is. And there's nothing wrong, everything is fine here. We are just getting creative and we are painting and we are having so much fun, and I hope you are doing it too. But even if you are only watching, I can believe that that's already quite satisfying to look at these colors, how they bleed in the water, or at least it's quite satisfying for me. And then a little bit of dark. Like this. And still, now I would clean my brush, dry it, then just try to blend these colors a little bit, but it's also fine if you leave them like they are. And what I recommend is to try it out. Like, don't think that there's, you know, only one way of doing these illustrations. Okay, and then again a little bit of water, or you know what, let me just show you what will happen if I use directly paint. For this I will add more water to my green, so I will not use it directly from the pan, but here on the side I will add more water, because otherwise it will be extra pigmented and it will be just more dark than I want. So you can see now I have the same color everywhere, which is also nice. If you have too much water, dry out your brush and then spread it around, and this can be your first layer as the water worked for the strawberries, and then you add the dark layers like this. You clean your brush, dry it out, and pick up some of the pigment and you blend it. Something like this. And that's it. If you want to add something else, you can definitely go for it. So now let me just finish all the other greens, and then we will add a little bit of white detail lines. If you have some parts that you have a feeling the brush number 10 is too big, just take the small brush. I sometimes like to get messy, and that's why I use the big brush most of the times, but let me just show you. I will grab number 6 and you can just, it will be just easier for the small leaves and to not really go into the red, and it will also pick less pigment, less water, so sometimes it's just easier to control what you like with the smaller brush. Let me know in the comments if you would like some outlines. I don't know if I ask this, but I just would like to know if this will be helpful, because I'm just working by myself here and I definitely have quite a lot to do, and before I do something for you, I would really like to know if it's something that you would enjoy. I am splattering some water. So yeah, if it's something that you will not like, then I will not make it, because it's just something that I want to make for you. But yeah, if it's not really needed, then we don't do it, right? what will be also helpful is if you also send me some feedback about the videos, if there's something you would like to see more or something you would improve in the video itself. So I am always happy to hear your opinion. You can send me an email or just message on Instagram, or yeah, of course you can also write a comment below the video. Look how the paint just bleeds. It's more than my favorite technique, and in the end you can see what result you have with these nice dark and light tones of these different colors and how they bleed in each other. It's just so beautiful. Let's maybe leave with the small brush. My water is getting very dirty, but I just keep going. Maybe it's a good tip to tell you that sometimes your illustration will look grayish and you will not know what it is, but maybe it's the water, because when you use the dirty water it will create these gray shades, and then you are not happy, of course. So if you start getting dirty illustration, then just get clean water. That's that's my tip this time. Something that I definitely need to do now, but it's okay. I think I can just manage my last leaf. So now I am just blending with my brush, clean and dry, like this. And then I will add some green for my stamps. Okay. And let me quickly make a nice palette here on the bottom. You can see that my red is now getting dirty. I will grab a bit more and tap it here on the corner so it will just bleed like this. I had this red and I had my hooker's green. And I had my golden green. Okay, so these were the colors I used. So one more time: the permanent red light, the rose glycerin madder, and sorry if I am not pronouncing this right, the hooker's green and the golden green. Now I will leave this to dry completely and I will add some sketchy lines on top of it to just bring it alive. Okay, now that it's dry, I want to add a little bit of detail. I have some reds that I can quickly test out and see if I really like them. So let's just get playful here and not think about the result. Okay, I think that I really like this last one, but I think it will be not visible here because I just made my color, my watercolor very dark. Let's see if I can add a little bit of this. So what I will do, I will just sketch like this to add a little bit of shadow with my dark pencil. Like this, and it gets very sketchy, and I am just enjoying the whole process of it. Let's see, a little bit of dark here and also here. Just like this, not too much. And let's see what this green can do. It's very bright, so I am just adding a little bit in the center of my leaf, like this. I don't know if it's actually very visible on the camera. So I'm not even trying to draw any shape, but I am literally adding extra texture on my watercolor. And then the last thing is my white. And how much is not too much white? This is always a tricky part, so what I will do is just add some white where my darkest parts are, like this. So I will have some lines just like this. I will not make a continuous line because then it will look like a sticker. Then I will add these small white dots for the strawberry texture, so like this. And then I will also add a white just on one side, so like this. You can also add a little bit on the other, but I will not just make the continuous line, but I will just draw some parts, let's say like this. And then here so you can definitely turn your sketchbook in a way that it's easy for you to draw, but yeah, I try to keep it on the right on the same position, just so you can see what I am doing. And the jelly pen doesn't really work on top of the pencil, so you should keep in mind that if you add extra dark pencil on top of your darker parts, then it will be hard to add these white lines. So like this. So I don't go all around the strawberry, but just a few lines. and then a little bit of white little dashes, or yeah, dots, whatever you want to call them, like this. You can do this also with a paint, but not watercolor. You can use gouache, you can use something like this. So this is bleed proof white. I just use the pen because it's faster, easy, and just nice to go around. But if you wanna use your brush instead of pen, then you can definitely get such paint. Okay, then a little bit in the leaves. Sometimes my white pen doesn't work, so let me just grab a new. So like this, and then what did we say? Maybe a little bit here on the branch, and then also this one. So I am not going everywhere, but adding a few of these line details, and again I just go in the darkest parts because this is white, so I basically add some contrast to the illustration. Okay, I think I will stop here. You can definitely add some background, you can just leave it like this, you can maybe add some splatters. It's absolutely up to you. I will leave it like this and I will call it done for today. I hope you liked it and I hope you enjoyed it. If you learned something and you would like to come back, just subscribe for my channel to not miss any of the coming videos. See you next week. Bye!